mi tudo.
Good night, St. Martin, and welcome to your favorite internet program, www.sxmtalk.com. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel, and welcome to another edition of the program. I want to welcome each and every one of you guys for logging on. Sorry again for the delay, and the reason for that is I believe, let me say it this way, I believe that our phone line is working. Like I said, I believe. The numbers is 526-8422. I think the maestro is going to put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. 526-8422. So, like I said, again, I believe the phone line is working. So anyone who wants to call, I am appealing to someone to give us a call so we can actually see or test it out to verify whether it's working or not, because we have been knocking our heads, trying all kind of different gadgets and plugging in and plugging out to see if we really do have it up and working. But of course, let me say good night to a few of my friends. Ananda, how you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Apple, how you doing, girl? Did read the stuff. I'll talk to you later about that. Let me also say good night to my boy Roots. What's happening there? Good night to each and every one of you. Jennifer, my girl, how you doing? Hope everything is fine. And of course, I hope you guys saw the same topic, the rights of our students, part 2. And I think it's a suitable topic for this evening, given what was in the newspapers today. Now, and like I said, I don't know the coincidence about it. I'm a kind of guy that don't really believe in coincidence. I believe in when things is right to happen, it will happen. And I believe one have to grasp the opportunity when it knocks. You know, I believe that you have the power and the chance to alter and change your destiny. You know, those are the sort of things that work with me sometimes. I don't really look at coincidences because given what we talked about yesterday, and I received a number of emails from students abroad, and we actually going to have the petition up and running. And I spoke to some influential people in government today also about the issue, and it have received good reviews. It's a very good initiative, and we will be taking it up. But the reason why I said the rights of our students to vote part 2 and many more is because there are some other things I want to discuss in and out. But I want to get back to the students because I don't know how many of you guys read the Daily Herald newspaper today. And I always make reference to the Daily Herald because it's the paper that I have online, so the access of it is very easy. But referring to the Daily Herald of today, page 10, you would see, and you know, we spoke about this yesterday, you would see Dutch citizens in St. Martin to cast votes in Dutch elections. And like I said, the topic, I really wanted to talk about this topic. Thus, the reason why we spoke about it in depth yesterday. And here today now, you open the newspaper, you see a similar article concerning voting from one part of the kingdom to the other. And I don't see the hiccup. So if it could be done for a particular group of individuals in the kingdom, it should be able to be done also for our students. But let me go on to read this article. It says, Dutch citizens in St. Martin to cast votes in the Dutch elections. Now, let us bear in mind, as I read the article, one can distinguish clearly when they talk about Dutch citizens in St. Martin, who they are talking about. Because everyone that's a holder of a Dutch passport is a Dutch citizen. Is a Dutch citizen. But I want you guys to listen and you know, read in between the lines as to what they're saying, because clearly what they're saying is Dutch people, metropolitans coming from Holland. That's what they're talking about, that is living in the islands, can partake in elections, can partake votes for the second chamber in Holland. But let us read the article. It says, Dutch residents living in St. Martin, Aruba, and Curacao will, under certain conditions, be able to participate in the second chamber elections of September 12. Now listen to this. European Dutch residents who are living in the three islands are only having voting rights for the second chamber if they have been living in the Netherlands for at least 10 years or when they are employed in the Dutch civil service. The partner and adult children of Dutch civil servants are also entitled to vote. The elections, which will be organized by the Dutch representative in Aruba, Curacao, and St. Martin, will be by letter. Registration for the September 12th election goes via Municipality of The Hague. Registration closes on July 31st. Registration forms may be downloaded from the website www.denhaag.nl. Forms are also obtainable from the Dutch representative located at Front Street 26, across from St. Rose Arcade. The forms need to be filled in and returned together with proof of Dutch citizenship, such as a passport or an ID card. Persons who have registered themselves for the various elections and who have submitted an email address have in the meantime received an email message with instructions concerning the registration. Registered voters will receive their voting cards, ballot paper, and return envelope approximately 3 weeks before the election. The forms need to be submitted to the Dutch representative or the Municipality of The Hague no later than September 12th at 3 p.m. The ballot boxes will not be open to count the votes until on election day. Registered voters may also vote by proxy in the Netherlands or cast their votes in person at a ballot station in the Netherlands. This may be indicated on the registration form. The representative of the Netherlands recommends voters to drop off voting letters at the local office. Letters may also be sent to The Hague by mail, but this may possibly lead to voters not being counted in case letters would still be on its way to the Netherlands. Voters in Bonaire, St. Eustatius, and Sabre are entitled to participate in the second chamber elections, as these islands are special entities of the Netherlands. They will be able to cast their votes at local polling stations, as is also customary during island council elections. Now, to me, this says it all. And it also sets a template as to how we should go about getting it done. And it should be done post-haste. It should be done post-haste. There should be no more argument, no more discussion, no more ifs and buts and dotting I's and crossing T's, and no negative remarks as to why it cannot be done. Listen, St. Martin, we need to get our act together, because clearly you're seeing a distinction in between a certain group of Dutch citizens having rights and another group of Dutch citizens who do not have the rights. And why they don't have the rights? Because of a simple correction in our legislation. Like I said, get the Daily Herald newspaper of today, page 10, and you can read it. And like I said, I don't believe that it's a coincidence that yesterday we spoke about this issue for our students, and today, here we see it clear and plain, where Dutch citizens in the islands can vote, can be able to vote for the Tweede Kamer elections in Holland. So for me, it is clear. However, I'm still encouraging our students to forcefully, boldly petition our government in St. Martin to make the corrections here. Because it's not a Dutch issue. It's not a Holland issue. It's a St. Martin issue. It's a St. Martin issue denying their own students the rights, the privilege to cast their vote in their own country. So start making those t-shirts. I want to vote come 2014. Start making those t-shirts. Because, listen, we cannot build a nation and leave our young people behind. It simply cannot and will not work, and it should not work. Here you have the future generation of St. Martin. Here you have the future members of parliament, the future ministers, the future prime ministers, doctors, lawyers, nurses, teachers. These are the future. Because we have a bad thing in this country where we get the opportunity to be in a decision-making position, and we behave and we act as if it belongs to us. So we can do what we want with it. And we are not indispensable, so we cannot be moved. It's my chair. And why does that happen? It happens because we leave people in those positions too long. So they become comfortable, complacent. And these are the things that we need to change in this country. Everybody deserves that chance. I speak about it all the time. But it's not only a chance that we deserve, it's a fair and equal chance. So like I said, for me, it is clear. It is clear that this is something that should be done post-haste. And I'm going to take it up. And I'm also talking to the designer and the inventor and the owner of SXMTalk, a student who's based in Holland, but is here on St. Martin now doing stage. But she's based in Holland. And we had a discussion where we're going to post it up on both of our sites and get our students to petition our government here in St. Martin to vote. And I'm saying this to our students in Holland. This is something you have to want. You have to want it. It has to be something for you. Because if you don't want to partake in the decision making in your own country, then when things are done and you didn't like such a decision, you don't really have nothing to say. because you didn't fight for that opportunity to make that decision for yourself. And let's look around the world. Let's look around the world. When governments are forced to do things, it's because students rise up and say, we had enough. This gentleman, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but I believe he has affiliations with St. Martin and Board Curacao, was arrested in Holland because he wore a shirt that said something about the Zwarte Piet. Okay, he said something about the Zwarte Piet. It was a big festival in Holland and stuff like that. But what I'm saying, he made a statement, and it was viewed worldwide. It's on Google, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. But here we have a young man that stood up for something he believed in. Zwarte Piet is racist, is outdated, and it need to be outlawed. Those was his thoughts. That's what he believed, and he stood up for those things. I am saying here is a greater responsibility for our young people. We need to prove to St. Martin, right, that there are a tremendous amount of young people studying, has St. Martin at heart, have their well-grown intentions to return back to St. Martin and make their contributions. Well, now you have that opportunity to petition your government. I want to vote come 2014. It is your responsibility. It is your obligation to, yes, his name is Gario, Dordrecht. Okay? And I believe there's where it happened, something like that, when it had the incident that happened in Dordrecht. And his name is Gario. And recently, no charges was filed against him because of whatever reason. It was in the newspapers. You see? But like I said, I'm going to stick on this issue because there are so many things going on St. Martin. I had a discussion today with a member of parliament, and I told the member of parliament, and I said, listen, the people of St. Martin really don't want that causeway. They really don't want it. Remarkably, his remark to me was, if the people of St. Martin really and truly didn't want that causeway, the people of St. Martin would have made it known that they don't want the causeway. And you know, I couldn't argue with his point. Why I couldn't argue with his point is because I come here almost every night, except Tuesdays and Saturdays, and I repeat the same thing. And I say it here all the time. St. Martin, if you don't want something in your country, make it known that you don't want it in the country. We all can look and see the manner in which it has been done. The secretive manner. We have the environmentalist Ruben Thompson talking about, you know, when was those permits viewed? Who got the contracts? Where's the billboard? And these are the things that are continuously being done on St. Martin in a manner in which that who cares whether we do it or we follow proper or right procedures. And I am saying those are grounds for permits to be revoked. So what is it, St. Martin? Are we going to sit back, lay back, roll over, play dead, and allow ourselves to be steamrolled and allow it to happen? Because we simply cannot just talk about an incident that we don't want, mumble and bump our gums about it, and just in our corners and in our little secret positions and hum a few words. If we really don't want something, let it be known that we don't want it. You know, I want to get to another it goes to show again how things are done in St. Martin. And whenever you speak about it, the guilt remark that they try to put on us or say about us is, yeah, but it's locals we give it to. It's locals who got it. Again, like I said, I believe we have our phone lines up and running. So and we need to try it out. We need to know if it's working. So I'm asking anyone to call. Just say, good night, Chris, how you doing? Nice program, whatever it is. Just to see if we have it tweaked properly. The numbers is 526-8422. Again, 526-8422. Because if it's working well, then we know we need to leave it as it is. If not, then we know we need to do a little bit more tweaking and you know, fiddling with it here and there. But let me read this other article. 114 bus taxi licenses given out in 2 days. Now, I don't even really have to read anymore. I don't even have to read the article because I know many of you, St. Martin, when you picked up that paper this morning and you saw it, your stomach cringed. You really look at it and you frown a bit and you're like, unbelievable. I know that's what you guys did. Because anyone with a conscience would have done the same thing. Because I did it this morning when I saw it. You know? And I was like, wow. Only in St. Martin. 114 bus taxi licenses given out in 2 days. This is what the article says. The Ministry of Transport issued 114 taxi, bus, and tour bus licenses from May 8th to May 10th on instructions of outgoing Minister of Transportation, Franklin Myers. Myers issued the instruction via the letter to the Ministry of Transportation Secretary General, Miguel de Weaver, adding that the instruction should only be executed if the persons met the relevant requirements and stated in the Public Transportation Ordinance. Whether this has been determined to be the case could not be ascertained by press time. In those 2 days, 84 taxi licenses, 24 bus licenses, and 6 licenses to operate tow vehicles, such as tow buses, were issued, including on the list of recipients. And let me say this good. Okay, let me say this good. And this is for all of you guys who haven't read the paper, but this is for all of you guys who does look and say, you know, that yeah, Romain take bread out of 30 people's mouth. He do this, he do that. And this is also for the minister outgoing, Franklin Myers, when you talk about your family and your spouse and trying to get this and trying to get that. Let me read this piece. Good. Right? Included on the list are recipients of family members of the minister, Myers, a member of his cabinet, and a brother to another minister. And then you want to talk. Okay? Because you're a man of the cloth. You're so sharp. You're so clean. You're so straight. You're doing things by the book. What you mentioned in one of your newspaper articles, you had to hush your mouth and take things because you was an appointed minister. Okay? So to maintain the coalition, you have to swallow things. That is the height of rubbish and nonsense. Okay? Because it is clear. So you could do one thing this way, but you mustn't do it the other way. And this is what I say, St. Martin. We have it ingrained in us probably more than anywhere else in the world or in the Caribbean. We have a Dr. Jekyll and a Mr. Hyde, multi-personality behavior, and one of them is called hypocritical. That's what it's called. It's called double standard, hypocritical. Okay? The minister talked about greed. The reason why the coalition fell was because of greed. Huh? But when you talk about these sort of things, the first thing that they say, right? We give it to a local. A local get it. A local. Listen, let me say it again. Right? In those 2 days, 84 taxi licenses, 24 bus licenses, and 6 licenses to operate tow vehicles, such as tow buses, were issued, including on the list of recipients or family members of Minister Myers, a member of his cabinet, and the brother of another minister. Reportedly, there was or is an agreement with the Taxi Association to issue 86 taxi licenses, and each association board submitted a list of names. Right? Let me continue. This could not be confirmed up to press time. Few of the various taxi associations were available for comment, but drivers for the Harbor Taxi Association said some of those licenses had been issued to persons who had been waiting a long time to acquire one, some for as long as 12 years. Another common concern for members of the Bus Association is the number of foreign nationals who are receiving licenses. No further reaction were available. Now, listen, right? Everybody got to eat. Everybody should have the right to eat. And I don't want nobody to misconstrue my words or take them out, because when the National Alliance was there, as a matter of fact, is the National Alliance Commissioner France, which is saying that lift the moratorium on buses. Okay? And the same thing was done when they was leaving office. But let me show you the difference. Let me show you the difference. Because I don't want nobody to say, yeah, but Chris, you yourself is a hypocrite, because your boys and them did the same thing too, and if it's good for the goose, it should be good for the gander. Yes, 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 yes. But let me show you the difference. When the National Alliance was leaving office, they left office because their term was up and new elections was right around the corner. So the people of St. Martin had a right to choose. These guys and them is not leaving office because their term is up. They left office because the coalition break apart. So if it did not break apart, no 114 buses and taxi licenses would have been given out in 2 days. Business as usual would have been going on. Nobody, any one of those that received a bus and taxi license in those 2 days would have had to wait until the year 2014, coming down probably a week before election to receive those things. Okay? And probably even had to pay for it. You probably even would have had to pay for it. And that's the difference. So when I want to come and try to throw things in my face and say it's the same thing, try again. It's not going to work with me. Okay? That's the difference. And I remember when the minister, Franklin Myers, had first gotten his position, he said a lot of those licenses and taxi permits and things issued will be looked at, would be looked into. I remember that. I remember that article. I'm going to find it. Okay? However, this is across the board, and I'm not saying that one is better than the other, because they all do it. But I am saying, St. Martin, we can only have so many buses. we can only have so many taxis, we can only have so many tour buses. And if you guys don't want to realize and see the detriment that we are allowing government to cast on our standard of living in this country, right, then lap on your tail, swallow on your tongue, and have nothing to say. Because what this is going to create is more buses stopping haphazardly anywhere in the road, round a corner, adjacent to a roundabout, stopping just bold-facedly stopping in front of you, putting on their hazards as if something is wrong with the engine of the car. Okay? There's no bus stops, very few bus stops. You can count them on your hand. And this goes to show the quality of service that government renders to us. They don't care about the service. But you're going to give out more bus licenses and there are no bus stops. And then you're talking about the infrastructure. You see what I'm talking about, St. Martin? When are we going to grow up as a population? When are we going to grow up as a population? Many people are going to get upset with me here, right? Many of my colleagues, many of them is going to say, Christopher, they didn't like what I had to say, but I'm going to say it still. St. Martin people, it is time to elect a new set of individuals in this country. Yes, some harsh and serious decisions will have to be taken. You may not like the decision that will have to be taken, but in the long run, you're going to understand why. Because we simply cannot continue to live like this. We cannot continue to live like this. And trust you me, I'm going to be just as hard as any other government leaving or coming to what they're doing. Because if this is what you're going to do every time one leave government, right, St. Martin is in a lot of trouble. St. Martin is in a lot of trouble. And people, we need to grow our conscience. We need to have understanding and love for our country and see the harm that we are doing to this country. We cannot continue to live like this. We simply cannot continue to live like this. Because we have only about 10 minutes left in the program, I don't think I'm gonna take a break. Because I want to get to this TELEM issue. Where's my bill? I think I had my bill in my pocket now. But I don't know if I could show it in the camera. But yeah, I probably left. No, I have my bill in my pocket. I called TELEM today. And it doesn't matter how many times that phone ring and ring and ring. You can't get on to none of the managers. But I spoke to a gentleman. And we had a hearty discussion. And he said he would have called me back. He would have get back to me, and he didn't. But he confirmed to me that it is the turnover tax that they are charging on the bill. It is the turnover tax that they are charging on the bill. And they are hiding it up and they are addressing it. Okay? And he said that a communique or a memo was circulated through the company saying that the bill should be included and not separated. But the bills are separated. So you're seeing the $49.95 that you're paying, and then you're seeing administration costs and additional charges. That's what you're seeing, that separately on the bill. Okay? And I am reaching my boiling point and getting frustrated now with not reaching no one in management to talk about this issue. I've reached to the point to my decision where I should really table, pen to paper, and write this article heading, Helmer must go. I really think Helmer needs to go. Because what Helmer is doing is ripping off the people of St. Martin. That's what she's doing. Helma, you need to go. And I'm going to keep saying it all the time that you need to go until you address the issues that I have. I'm going to keep calling TELEM. And St. Martin people, stop sitting down on all your laurels and allowing this sort of piracy to go on. They're robbing the money from you. They're robbing you. $2 and change they're taking from you all the time. And it's unfair. Okay? It's unfair. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna have an issue every time I go to TELEM. I'm gonna have it recorded. Okay? Because I'm going to pay what I see. So if I see $49.95, I'm going to pay $49.95. And tell them if you cut my internet, my service, I'm going to turn loose inside of TELEM. You're going to have to call the police for me. Because I'm standing up for my rights. What you're doing is wrong. And as long as you don't address this issue, Helma, we're going to continue to have this problem. Now, I don't care who friends you are. I don't care who you have in the political arena as your friend. Okay? Stop this kind of robbery. And I also was speaking about it today, and some individual said that cable TV is doing the same thing. Now, I don't have cable. You see, so I don't know. But I have internet from TELEM. And I know when I went to pay my bill the last time, they're spending $3 million on a billing system and they can't give you a bill. But they're telling you, you have to pay more. And I tell the girl, no. I'm not paying more than $49.95. I am not paying not one more. I'm giving you $50 and you have 5 cents for me. That's what I'm paying. I'm going to keep talking about this, Helma. I am here on my program now. We will only have a few viewers. Okay? But I'll be going on the radio and I'm going to talk about it. All right? Because you know what I'm going to do? I want a camera. I could use my phone. Because I'm going to walk in, tell him tomorrow, God's spare, and take pictures of what is up on the billboard. Because you have a big sign up, 2 megabytes, $49.95, 4 megabytes, $84.95. I have the one for 2 megabytes. The sign says 2 megabytes, $49.95 per month. You don't have no little small writings underneath the fine prints that saying excluding additional. There's nothing of such. But when you get your bill, it's a different thing. That is called false advertising. I have to pay the price to the item as what I see. So if I see $49.95, it's $49.95 I have to pay. Where do you come in the world telling me about additional charges and administration costs? So I must pay for your administration? Your administration working for me? What administration cost? What administration? Then let me do the administration myself. Tell me what the administration is for me to pay my bill, and let me do it myself, because I don't want to pay your administration for you. A way out of this, TELEM, is to include the taxes in the price. Because $49.95 sound good, it doesn't work for me then. Put $52.94. Then I know I have to pay $52.94, and then we good. And then we all right. And if it's not changed, Helma, every time I come to pay my bill, we're going to have an issue. We're going to have an issue. I'm telling you, the next time I walk in to tell them to pay my bill and the girl refuses to take my money, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call the police. Because what you're doing is illegal. It's highway robbery. And cable TV, if you're doing the same thing, the same goes for you. It's illegal and it's highway robbery. It is time that we in this country stand up, at least. If we don't want to stand up and defend the environment of this country, stand up and defend your pocket. Stand up and defend your money. We can't simply have people because we need a service. And as a matter of fact, I need to understand how this works. Is TELEM a government-owned company? Yes or no? How does it work? Who owns TELEM? The major shares in TELEM? Huh? Is it a government-owned company? Yes or no? Where can we get books on TELEM? Who are the majority shareholders? Who are these? You know, I got to get Kendall Dupersoy in here to answer some of these questions because I know he's on the board of TELEM. I know he's on the board of TELEM. Okay? As much as I'm advocating for him to be the managing director of GEBE, I think I have to come down extremely hard on him on this issue because I feel as if he's hiding stuff. So Kendall, if you're hearing me and if you're watching this program, you need to let me know how this works. Okay? Wednesday, God's Prayer, come in here. I need to get those answers from someone in TELEM. I'm going to answer these questions on Wednesday. Which means by tomorrow, God's Prayer, I'm going to be all over TELEM. Okay? Getting this information from them. Because this is ridiculous. It's highway robbery. Highway robbery. We're going to end it there, St. Martin. And I've been getting some remarks from individuals saying that the program is too short. Okay, yes, that was his name. Quincy Gario, the young man that had the t-shirt talking about Zwarte is racist. Yes, that's his name. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'm going to be working on those things that I'm talking about because I am tired of living in a country where the people of the island, the people of the country are being taken for granted, and everyone who comes here from wherever they come from get themselves in a position, feel that they can do what they want to St. Martin people. And like I said, I am not on the side of government. I'm on the side of you, St. Martin, you the people. I am your advocate. I am your solicitor. I am your lawyer. And if there's things you want to be discussed, 523-7348. Let's discuss it. I'm going to repeat what a member of parliament told me today when I told him and I said, MP, majority of St. Martin people, they are not in favor of this causeway. His remarks to me were, if the people of St. Martin are truly not in favor of this causeway, then the people of St. Martin have to let it be known that they are not in favor of this causeway. And I agree with him 100%. God spare our lives. Let us not repeat the same thing over and over and expect to get a different result. Whenever our child make a mistake, we want to scold them, punish them, ground them, shout at them and say, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're this, you're that. Not knowing that we learn from our mistakes. But something seems to have us in a grasp, in a vice here in St. Martin. Something seemed to be holding us back in terms of being truthful to ourselves, being truthful for our children, and making that right decision when it comes to putting individuals in office to run this country. I have a number of ideas and programs that I'm putting together, but they are my opinions. I don't have all the answers. But I definitely think that we as a people need to think different. And St. Martin need to charter a course in a different direction. What you don't know won't hurt you is a lie. What you don't know is killing you. We're going to end it there, St. Martin. Wednesday, God Spare Our Lives, we're going to be back with another interesting topic. No one called in tonight, so we don't know if our phones are up to par, are working. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in and logging on tonight. Have a safe night. God bless each and every one of you. Good night.
I'm with you, my love. Planets, I'm with you, my love. With you, everything is well. Your love, they make my heart to do yori. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. With you, everything is well. Your love, they make my heart to do yori. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. Same thing, way they make me feel like say you go be my wife. Now the same thing whipping they make my friend talk say I dey waste my time. Now because I dey respect you, girl, spend it for you every night and day. I dey pray for you because of you. I dey fly like butterfly, my love. Now this thing make people they say I don't lose my sense, my brain, but nobody can stop me from loving you. I'm with you, my love. With you, everything is well. Your love they make my heart to do yori. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. With you, everything is well. Your love, they make my heart to do yori. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. You see the way all the things they flow. So I'm surprised to see how they love you so. Girl, I just suspect, say them no. Say that you be the person where they make me flow. Ooh, I tell them, say you are the blessing, and that's why you are so interesting. Nobody is understanding the way you are. Oh, my beautiful girl. Now all these make people they say I don't lose my sense, my pain, but they can't stop me from loving you. I'm with you, my love. With you, everything is well. Your love, they make my heart to do yori. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. With you, everything is well. Your love, they make my heart to do yori. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. Your love, they affect my brain. And two, they make me go insane. It go make sense if you come my place. If you know hear them, I go talk them again. Your love, they affect my brain. Oh, my love, how they go insane. Just leave them the way he be, the way he is. Oh, my love. Now all this make people, they say I don't lose my sense, my brain, but they can't stop me from loving you. I'm with you, my love. Well, your love, they make my heart to do yori. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. With you, everything is well. Your love, they make my heart to do yori. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. I'm with you, my love. Everything is well. Your love, they make my heart to do yori. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you.